No bills have been introduced. The House comes to questions for oral answer. Question number 1 in the name of Maggie Barry.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. What announcements has the government made to build on New Zealand's international economic position?
Honourable Bill English.
Mr Speaker, the Prime Minister last night joined Chinese Premier Li Keqiang in announcing the launch of direct trading of the New Zealand dollar against China's renminbi. This is a significant agreement and concludes negotiations the Prime Minister started last year during talks with President Xi. The agreement makes it more likely that New Zealand trade with China will in the future be conducted through the renminbi alongside trade conducted currently mainly in the US dollar. It will make New Zealand businesses more likely to do business with China and do it more easily by reducing the costs of conversion between the two currencies, and it will further stimulate our already strong trade links. The New Zealand dollar is now one of only 6 currencies to be directly traded with the renminbi.
Supplementary question, Maggie Barry.
Thank you. To the Minister, how will the agreement for direct trading of the New Zealand dollar with the Chinese renminbi build on trade and investment ties between the two countries?
Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr Speaker, it's the next logical step. The previous Labor Green government signed up a free trade agreement between New Zealand and China, and that has led to a very significant and rapid increase in two-way trade. Last year alone, trade in goods between New Zealand and China increased by more than 25%, making China New Zealand's top destination for goods exports, just marginally ahead of Australia. The government will continue to work with New Zealand banks, exporters and importers who trade with China to raise awareness of the benefits of direct currency trading.
Supplementary question, Maggie Barry.
To the Minister, what other announcements has the Minister seen about New Zealand's international economic position?
Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr Speaker, Statistics New Zealand issued balance of payments data for the December quarter of 2013. It shows the balance of payments deficit was 3.4% of GDP, down from 4.1%, the smallest annual deficit for a couple of years. It was driven mainly by an improvement in the goods balance, driven by the value of dairy product exports at record highs. There's still work to be done to improve New Zealand's international position, but the latest deficit is a significant improvement on the very high balance of payments deficits in the mid-2000s of between 7 and 8%, and net international liabilities fell to 66.6% of GDP, the lowest level since 2002.
Supplementary question, Maggie Barry.
To the Minister, how does New Zealand's balance of payments position compare with other developed countries as a percentage of GDP?
Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr Speaker, the deficit is now 3.4% of GDP, less than half what it was 6 years ago, and it's comparable with other similar countries. For instance, Australia and Britain have balance of payments deficits of 3.2% of GDP, and Canada's is slightly smaller at 2.9% of GDP. So there's no indication of a balance of payments crisis, just as there's no manufacturing crisis, no regional crisis and no jobs crisis.
Order. Question number 2, Brendan Horan.
Thank you, sir. To the Minister.